Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There's no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There's no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory, 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 victory for nature. Together, 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 possible.
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory, 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 victory for nature. Together, 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 possible.
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature! Together! 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 Possible!
Nature is our ally, not our enemy.
We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected.
This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There is no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat.
Because together, anything is possible.
Victory, 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 victory for nature. Together, 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 possible.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right, good day, everyone.
Here we go.
Hi,
Hi,
Pia.
hi, Mark.
All right, guys, it's great to be with you all today. Just in case you didn't know, I'm Mark Nelson, WWF-Philippines National Ambassador.
And I'm Pia Wurzbach, WWF-Philippines Ambassador.
Now, of course, we know that everyone's so excited to see Revilson today. Unfortunately, he's been having a little bit of an internet connection problem, so he won't be able to join us, sadly. He does, however, want to let you guys know that he misses all of you and can't wait to see you again at our next virtual events. And can I just say, welcome aboard, Pia. You know, we haven't hosted Earth Hour together before, but it is so nice to have you with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. This is a first for me. Speak for Earth Hour alongside you. But I'm really happy to be here and with all of you guys who are tuning in this morning. We also encourage everyone in the audience to please turn on your cameras so that we can see your beautiful faces and we can greet you. Yeah, of course. Hello, guys.
That is absolutely correct. Of course, it is our pleasure, as always, to welcome you all to the official launch of Earth Hour Philippines 2021. Now, before we start today's affair, we'd like to request our guests to also, can you please change your Zoom names to your organization _ your name for everyone's reference. That way we know which organization you represent and also your name. We'd also like to inform everyone that for documentation purposes, we will be recording this Zoom call and streaming the event on our Facebook page. But rest assured, as always, all of your information obtained from the event registrant will not be shared with any other party in compliance with the data privacy law, which we take very, very seriously.
Yes,
now, Pia.
Yes.
Let's see, if I remember correctly, it's been, hold on, like -365, carry the 5, It's been about a year since lockdowns first began in the Philippines, right?
Wow, like when it's been a year already, now that you reminded me, yes. The team told me that it was the day after last year's Earth Hour press conference when we first went into lockdown. So yes, it's been almost exactly a year.
Yes, so happy anniversary, everyone. Woo! Well, yeah. Well, it has been a heck of a year. And you know what, Pia, if there's one thing that's been made very, very clear to me during this whole pandemic, it's that there really is no time to wait in acting on climate change and environmental destruction. I mean, we can see all the damage that we've done. We're feeling it. We're feeling it right now. And we really have to act today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Before we continue the program, we'd like to take a moment actually to recognize everyone who's helped make this year's Earth Hour possible. We'd like to thank our official media partners, ABS-CBN News, ANC, CNN Philippines, GMA, Net25, GTV, Teleradio, CLTV 36, DZBB, DWLS, Radio Veritas, Radio Aguila, Philippine Star, The Daily Tribune, Esquire, Albo Magazine, When in Manila, Our Awesome Planet, Gadgets Magazine, Grid Magazine, Commoner PH, and Globaltronics.
That's right. And thank you also to our major sponsors, which are, of course, Food Panda, Gcash, Araneta City, and Mobile Legends, Bang Bang Professional League, that is MPL, Philippines, and our co-presenter, City Mall.
Last but not the least, we'd also like to thank our partner national government agencies, the Office of the President of the Philippines, the Office of the Vice President of the Philippines, the Presidential Communications Operations Office, the Climate Change Commission, the Department of Energy, the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, the National Parks Development Committee, the League of Municipalities, the Department of Education, and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines.
Thank you all so much for helping make this year's Earth Hour possible. And of course, we thank all of you who are tuning in to join us this morning from wherever you may be in the world. Earth Hour has always been about the people. So we thank each and every one of you for being part of this great movement.
Now, to talk to us about the state of our world today and what needs to be done, we'd like to call on Mr. Ludwig Federigan, Head of Information and Knowledge Management.
Thank you, Pia. Thank you, Mark. Is my audio okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
it's
hear
great.
you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to represent the Climate Change Commission in this media launch of the Earth Hour 2021. So on behalf of the Climate Change Commission, I would like to personally thank our friends from the Worldwide Fund for Nature Philippines, whom we consider as one of our strongest allies in climate action. I also extend the greetings to all ladies participating today. A happy Women's Month. While this year's Earth Hour celebration is different from the ones we have celebrated during the previous years, with all our events today happening virtually, the message remains the same, raising awareness of the ever-deepening crisis of environmental degradation and climate change, and recognizing how every one of us must play an important part in protecting our common home now and for the future. To win the fight against climate change, strong resolve and decisive action are crucial. We should survive and thrive, care more and do more for our people and our planet, and altogether seek and pursue climate solutions. Let us start today with the world's biggest switch-off event. But the movement should not stop after the hour. You must go beyond to facilitate faster and meaningful climate action. And we know we could count on all the bloggers and media participants here today. Once again, on behalf of the Climate Change Commission, I convey our full support to the Worldwide Fund for Nature Philippines initiatives. As an agency, we will wholeheartedly take part in the shared cause and urge everyone's full participation. Thank you at mabuhay.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing those words with us, Mr. Ludwig Federigan. Now, it's clear to us that these are very urgent times indeed for the environment, and we really need to go above and beyond our commitments if we're to put a complete stop to climate change.
I've been with WWF Philippines for a couple of months now, And I've noticed the organization seems really optimistic when it comes to climate change. We know that things are bad right now, but the pandas seem committed to making tomorrow better.
Absolutely, Pia, that is absolutely correct. Now, really, there's still a lot that can be done for the sake of tomorrow. At WWF, we're always working to promote things like food security, water conservation, the protection of our habitats and our precious species, and of course, climate action. And that's kind of why we have Earth Hour.
And to share with us the story behind the most important hour, we'd like to call a woman who has overseen many switch offs throughout the years. To tell us a little bit more about Earth Hour, we'd like to call on WWF-Philippines Earth Hour Pilipinas National Director, Attorney Gia Ibay.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Gia.
Hello,
Hi.
Attorney.
Wow, makakalikasang umaga sa lahat, and it's so nice for everyone to be here. Welcome to Earth Hour 2021 Media Launch. We're very happy that you've been able to join us because in a little over 2 weeks' time, we will be celebrating the world's largest grassroots movement for nature and the environment. As mentioned by Pia, we've been celebrating this many years. I mean, for the past 14 years, we've been celebrating Earth Hour, coming together as one human family committed to conserving our one shared home. I have been celebrating Earth Hour since 2011. My God, so long. Since I took over the helm of Earth Hour Pilipinas as its national director. And ever since the first Lights Off event in Sydney, Australia back in 2007, we've seen this movement really stretch across the globe. And in the Philippines, it celebrated its first Earth Hour in 2008. To date, we've reached over 7,000 cities, municipalities, and towns in across 190 countries and territories. And through the years, we've seen the evolution of Earth Hour. In the first 10 years, Earth Hour was used as a clarion call to shine a light on climate action and climate change and actions that were needed to address it. Across the planet, we also celebrated the milestones that we've done and achieved in our fight for the environment. But we know that our work is far from done. In fact, we know that Earth Hour is not just about climate change. It also includes the role of every plant, every animal that plays an important role in completing our planet. Each part of the web of life is an important part of the ecosystems that give us the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food that we eat. And if we are to continue living here in this wonderful planet, and if we are to take care of our planet, we need to take care of those that call it home. Unfortunately, even as we acted on climate change, we've also seen that our relationship with nature is broken, and biodiversity loss is happening at such an alarming rate. This loss is really troubling and urgent, and since 2018, Earth Hour has tried to bring home the message that we need to connect to Earth, that nature matters, and that we need to raise our voices for nature, since protecting and conserving nature is one of the solutions to this climate crisis. So as Earth Hour grew in size and influence, so did our accomplishments. And just to name a few, Earth Hour 2010 actually led a global petition for climate change action, and it was brought before the United Nations COP15, or Conference of the Parties 15. In 2013, we saw 2,700 hectares of forest in Uganda protected and designated as an Earth Hour forest. And in 2014, plastics were banned in the Galapagos Island as a result of Earth Hour campaigning. 5 million square kilometers of oceans were declared as managed marine areas in the French Polynesia in 2018 in response to a public pressure from Earth Hour. Of course, iconic to Earth Hour is the switch off, which you see pictures here, and which is celebrated in very creative ways, including involving famous historic monuments across the world, with millions joining activities and actions before the hour, during the hour, and even beyond the hour. So we're very happy, and the growth of Earth Hour through the years has been mind-blowing and heartwarming, to say the least, because it has reached growth year on year. And as you can see in the chart before you, the tremendous growth since 2007 of countries being involved with Earth Hour. But we've seen also last year in 2020, despite the global pandemic and the lockdowns, Earth Hour continued to shine and provide inspiration. In the darkest of times, the media landscape was, we would say, was lit by the spirit of the hour, because Earth Hour went fully digital. It trended in 37 countries with over 4.7 billion social media impressions across the world. And it definitely brought people together, including public figures, celebrities, both abroad and here, to really raise their voices for nature so that we would have a better and healthier future for all. In the Philippines, we even asked people to act to hashtag change the ending. And you can see a poster that we have of that call, which is in your screen on the lower right-hand corner. Earth Hour has truly become an international phenomenon as the world's largest grassroots movement for nature and environment. And I'd like to think of it as the people's movement for the environment, because we have a myriad of stakeholders from governments, community groups, businesses, and individuals who contributed to this phenomenon. So we sincerely thank you all for being instrumental in achieving this. I think the beauty of Earth Hour is that it connects and unites and mobilizes millions of people from different walks of life behind one single focused message. And by making it open source and being able to be adapted locally, including symbolic lights out, Earth Hour has been able to inspire many to do good deeds for the environment and be part of something bigger, a movement that acts as a tipping point for tangible change. 2021 is set to be a critical year for nature. Despite the pandemic constraints, we are continuing to direct our efforts to make people understand the gravity of the environmental crisis. And we know it really hits home. Last year, aside from the pandemic, the world's strongest typhoon for 2020 landed on Philippine shores, carrying it with it more than a month's worth of rain and wreaking havoc along its path. The last decade alone has been recorded to be the hottest ever, with over 60% of vertebrate life already lost. And millions are facing hunger, thirst, poverty, now amplified twofold or manyfold by the COVID-19 crisis, taking many Filipino lives with it, unfortunately. As such, we're imploring all Filipinos to participate in our hashtag EarthR2021 as we switch off our inaction and speak up for nature through our words, but more importantly, through our actions. Our joint efforts can help us make this a better world to live and more sustainable world to live in, while helping support those who are reliant on the bounty of nature. The successes of the previous Earth Hours must be repeated and expanded over and over for the sake of the protection of our natural resources and even for our survival. So we call on everyone, government, businesses, individuals alike, please help bring more wins for the environment, because we really need it. And we are in a year into the decade of action, and many environmental threats and risks still threaten us. Thus, I really encourage everyone to keep on fighting for the planet. One of the things we've been pushing is involving the country's nationally determined contribution. And we're glad that the Climate Change Commission is one of the government agencies supporting Earth Hour. We really welcome the government's increased commitment to combating climate change, particularly the proposed 75% carbon reduction target. However, we do urge government to rethink or be more ambitious about in terms of the unconditional commitment, because currently on the draft, marking only 2% unconditional cuts in emissions, we believe does not send a strong enough message through Philippine society about the importance of protecting the environment. Given the current state of our environment, our country's reliance on natural resources, and the climate that we're facing, we must work together to restructure our society towards becoming a green economy that puts nature first. And once the NDCs are set, the commitments we've made for the planet are the responsibility of everyone, of all of Philippine society, from government, businesses, communities, and individuals. This Earth Hour is really a reminder of this shared responsibility, that we have to take care of the planet for the sake of our futures and the futures of the coming generations. Earth Hour has been built and is built for the people, by the people. But we must work together and take action now while there is still time for us to do so. So Earth Hour 2021 is asking people to speak up for nature, be as creative and diverse as you want. People across the globe can share their stories, why nature is important, and they can come together safely to switch off on March 27, 8:30 in the evening. And additionally, we're asking the Filipino public to really lend their voices to this movement. They can use the hashtag Speak Up for Nature and share their hopes and dreams for a brighter, sustainable future for the country. We are also going to continue our digital efforts, which you will know more about as we progress in this media launch. Finally, I know that the road ahead of us in our journey towards a sustainable future is long and can be tedious. But we have no choice. We have to travel along with it and for the sake of all life on Earth. But we know that anything is possible, together is possible. Thus, we are inviting everyone to keep journeying together, pushing for a future where man lives, every human being actually, because every human being lives in harmony with nature. So once again, thank you. And let's make Earth Hour 2021 another epic one. Mabuhay.
We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
Join me and millions around the world.
Earth Hour.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people.
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social, and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis. Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us once again this Earth Hour, Ms. Gia. And before we continue, we just want to remind our wonderful friends from the press, can you please change your Zoom names to your publication name and then your personal name? So just so we know which publication you're from. And also, we would love to see your beautiful faces, so please turn on your cameras as well. And you know what, Pia? Watching that video and all the way that, the ways that people have come together every Earth Hour for the past few years, it just sent shivers down my spine. It's great to see.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Mark. It really makes my heart swell thinking that I get to be part of this movement that spans the entire globe. It really feels like I'm together with all these different people and speaking out for nature.
You know what, Pia? It's really our wish every year that each Earth Hour leads to even more environmental action. Ms. Giu mentioned some of it already. We've seen what they've done in Uganda, protecting the forests, in the Galapagos, getting rid of plastics, and all over the world, from national governments to local and international businesses, down to individuals, each doing their own little part for the planet.
Yeah, I think that part is very important, that everyone has a role to play, from world leaders to heads of industry, from celebrities to influencers to the average Filipino, the protection of our planet, it's a shared responsibility.
It absolutely is. And speaking of what we can do for the planet, today we're unveiling a very special challenge to go alongside this year's Earth Hour. The Earth Hour Sustainability Challenge is WWF's way of bringing Filipinos from all across the archipelago together to promote sustainable living and to share with each and every one of us, all of you, what they're doing to live a greener life.
That's definitely something to look out for over the coming days. Now, to walk us through the Earth Hour Sustainability Challenge, we'd like to call on our fellow WWF Philippines Ambassador, Robbie Domingo.
Thank you so much, Pia, and to my twin brother, Mark. Good morning to everyone. Once again, I'm Robbie Domingo, one of the WWF Philippines National Youth Ambassadors, and I'm just really happy to be with you right here in the virtual world. But we've got lots of great activities in store for you this month as we lead up to our Earth Hour, including, just like what they mentioned earlier, the Earth Hour Sustainability Challenge. You know, it has been 15 years since the very first Earth Hour back in Sydney, Australia. And to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Earth Hour, we've put together this special challenge in the hopes of inspiring each and every Filipino to adopt more sustainable lifestyles. Now, the Earth Hour Sustainability Challenge will bring together influencers from all across the Philippines for this 15-day online celebration where they will be asked to share with us the ways in which they try to make their daily lives a little more planet friendly. Now, Earth Hour is the world's biggest grassroots movement for the environment. Over the past 15 years, millions upon millions of people across the globe have come together at the end of March each year in the name of protecting our planet and our shared futures. Each year, we hear about all the ways in which people try to make this difference for the sake of our home, of our planet. And this year, of course, is no different as we urge everyone to speak up for nature. And that is why we have put this great project, we have put together the Earth Hour Sustainability Challenge. We want our participants, actually, we want you guys to share with us what they're doing for, or what you're doing for the planet, and to show us that we can do it as well, that we can all speak up for nature, because together, possible. The Sustainability Challenge will be launched on the 15th of March, that is next week, Monday, and will run for 15 days until the 30th, 3 days after Earth Hour. There will be a new activity each day, and participants will have to perform them and share them through their feeds. And now you got a schedule right there. Let me just read some of them. On the 15th, it's going to be this environmental education storytelling with online community. And on March 22, World Water Day, conserve water. Okay? And lots of things happening within that 15-day period. There will be a new activity each day, and participants will have to perform them and share them through their feed. So we invite you to post them on your social media accounts with our official hashtag, of course, and all sorts of activities from sharing their sustainable quarantine routine to drawing their hopes and dreams for a greener future to refusing single plastics and conserving water, and of course participating in this year's Big Earth Hour 2021 Switch Off. And while we go about completing this sustainability challenge, you will also have this opportunity to donate through our channels. Please stay tuned to our social media channels to find out how you can cheer on your favorite influencers while supporting our sustainable future. My big question is, are you ready to speak up for nature? Are you ready to connect to Earth? Game ka na ba? Game na.
That's so good.
Yes. We are ready. We're ready.
Mark and Pia, game ka na ba?
Oh, game na.
Game na.
Game na.
Absolutely. Absolutely my twin brother. My much better looking twin brother.
Our mom disagreed.
Oh, but dad agreed. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, by the way. And of course, this sustainability challenge looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It is always inspiring to see the ways in which others are trying to lead better, greener lives. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm always, sitting in the back taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, as I was looking that, I was already trying to think, ano mga pwede kong gawin? So I know what you mean. Every time I start feeling like I've learned enough to lead a sustainable lifestyle, I stumble upon someone doing something cool and interesting and innovative and environmentally friendly. And then I think, hey, I should try that.
I know, it's awesome. And this is, I think, really the power of social media, and something that this challenge really is trying to promote, because I know that on my feed, I see these little sort of, people doing environmentally friendly things, or with these new ideas from around the Philippines and around the world, and things that hopefully we can adapt to right here. So there's really just so much to learn from other people. And of course, it never hurts to live just a little bit more sustainably.
Yeah, it never hurts to share what you're doing as well. And speaking of sharing, we're inviting everyone to share with us their hopes and dreams for a sustainable future. We want a future of zero extinction, of reduced waste, and where our carbon footprint is halved. We want a future where man lives in harmony with nature. And what kind of future do you want? Share with us your hopes for a greener future through your social media channels, guys, with the hashtag #SpeakUpForNature.
That's exactly right, Pia. Now, I think it's about time to talk about what we're doing exactly for this year's Earth Hour. Of course, I know that everyone's just at home this time around, and it's impossible for us to have a big physical event in the way we used to. But that does not mean that we can't come together as a country for the sake of the environment. As a matter of fact, since everything's online, this might just be the opportunity for us to find new ways to connect and to stand together and learn about what it takes to build back better.
And on that note, we'd like to introduce Earth Hour Flicks 2021, an online watch party and a chance for us to grow together as caretakers for the environment. Guys, let's watch this video.
All right, now we've brought together our project teams and local ambassadors to make this video series possible. It's a celebration of the work we get to do for a greener world, as well as a guide for all of us to some of the little things we can do to promote a more sustainable Philippines. And we'd now like to call on our fellow ambassadors to join us to tell us a little bit more about Flicks and what it was like putting the series together. Hi, Karen. Hi, Zia.
Hi Mark, and hi Pia. I'm really happy to see you here. Finally working together with WWF-Philippines.
Yes, of course. Hi, Sia. Hi, Karen.
Hi, and of course, hi to everyone. I'm going to start talking about the Flicks. My name is Karen Nabasco. I'm one of the WWF-Philippines ambassador, and I'm here to talk to you about Flicks. It is an Earth Hour webinar series about how we can take good care of the planet. is a series of web shows on the environment and conservation, where we've brought together experts to talk about some of the most pressing environmental issues and the steps we can take to address them. There are going to be 3 episodes on this. First is the wildlife conservation with kids, that is with Sia, just right here, and Miss Mikey Kuhanko Dursky. Also, the second one, we have Feed the Future with Pio Wertzak and also Casey Concepcion. And the last but not the least, we will have the Tackling the Plastic Problem with Miss Lisa Calzado. And of course, each episode, we will be joined with the staff of WWF-Philippines, while field experts will join us to share their experiences with taking good care of the planet. Then we will move on to the 7 to 8:30 p.m. That will be our annual Earth Hour countdown, to be hosted by our lovely WWF Philippine National Ambassadors, Mark Nelson, and of course, Revilson Fernandez, who will be taking us part to the switch off at 8:30 p.m. And then I'll also be speaking during this year's countdown, but this time as your guest. I'll be taking alongside climate experts and conservationists, where we discuss what needs to be done for us to be sustainably doing our part to recover from this pandemic. I've been working with WWF Philippines for quite some time, and this time with my fellow ambassadors over these past weeks, just to put together flicks for you, to make it more entertaining and to understand how, in layman's term, you would see more of how we can take good care of the planet. Preparing for this year's Earth Hour has been a very different experience, but a year of the pandemic has prepared us for this. And a virtual hour let us reach millions of Filipinos without putting lives at risk. As a scientist, I really study the natural world. And at Miss Earth 2017, I was able to take the issues we face today from the big stage and now as an ambassador of the Philippines here in WWF Philippines. I get to speak to all of you for the sake of our planet and to continue my journey, which I started. I'm inviting you all to join us on the 27th of March, and please stay tuned to WWF Philippines Facebook page from 3 to 8:30 p.m. for the flicks, and let's stay together right up to the hour, and I hope you're all with us. Now I'm going to give it to Sia to talk more about us on flicks.
Thanks, Ate Karen. Hi, I'm WWF Philippines Youth Ambassador Sia Vigor. In my Earth Hour Flicks episode, Wildlife Conservation for Kids, me and Miss Mikey joined the WWF Philippines Education for Sustainable Development team to learn about caring for plants and animals. Our WWF Philippines friends will be running an hour-long class on different wildlife and how to take care of them. For years, WWF Philippines has been traveling around the country, speaking to young people like myself and inspiring the next generation of eco-heroes. It felt really good being part of this year's Earth Hour. I think there are many young people like myself who love the plants and the animals and who want to learn more about what they can do to protect them. Being a part of the panda family over the past 2 years has given me the chance to talk to young people similar to myself who care about the planet. I feel very lucky to be where I am because I'm learning so much from the panda family. Speaking to everyone through Earth Hour Flicks this year is my way of sharing with everyone the experiences I've had with WWF Philippines that have helped me grow in taking care of the environment. So thank you so much, WWF Philippines. I really love the plants and the animals, and I want to share that love with others through flicks. Join me, Tita Mikey, my ambassador, Ates and Kuyas, and the whole WWF Panda family on the 27th of March for EH Flicks. We hope you'll stay with us right until the switch off at 8:30 p.m. Thank you. We can't wait to hear from all of you.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Sia. And I'm so happy to be working with you and with everyone else. Many challenges that had to be overcome in order to record this year's Earth Hour, like recording from home without a live audience to support me. But I never felt alone, and it never felt like it was a wasted effort, knowing that Filipinos from all across the country would be tuning in on Earth Hour to share in the moment and to stand together for the planet. So it was also a very educational experience for me. My segment, Feed the Future with Casey and WWF Philippines Sustainable Diner Team, is all about responsible dining and what to do with food waste. I actually learned so much as I was going through that session also. So we'll be talking about our country's problem with food and the sustainable choices that we can make. Casey will also be making a bokashi ball with green space, and our guest chef Robbie Goko of Sima, Souk, and Green Meadows also had a cooking demo to help you add a twist on a classic Filipino favorite. What we want Filipinos to understand coming out of Earth Hour Flicks is that with our work in WWF Philippines in general, is that it isn't difficult for us to make sustainable lifestyle decisions. Joining the Panda family last year has really been an eye-opener for me and an inspirational experience for me. I'm learning so much as I go along, and I've been a much more, I guess, aware and responsible human being with my lifestyle and my choices. I realize now that there really is very little time left when it comes to acting on our environmental issues, and that everyone from governments to businesses to individuals, everyone has a role to play in making tomorrow a greener, more sustainable place. And that's what Earth Hour is all about. That's what Earth Hour Flicks is all about. So once again, we're encouraging everyone to be part of this year's Earth Hour. All you have to do is tune in to the WWF Philippines Facebook page on the 27th of March from 3 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Earth Hour Flicks 2021. Whew. Well, guys, first of all, I just want to say, there's so many of us these days. It's so heartwarming. It feels like it wasn't so long ago that it was just Revilson and I, but now there's like a whole team of us. It really feels good. Thanks for joining us, guys.
It's like we have this little family, you know?
Yeah. Little family of pandas.
Yes. And, you know, as a new ambassador, I'd also just like to say that it feels really good to work with you guys. I'm learning so much as I go along, and I felt really welcome actually right away as soon as I joined the family. I felt like everybody was so warm and so welcoming, and also very accommodating to all my beginner questions. Baguhan pa lang eh.
We were all beginners at one stage of our lives, and for all of the people watching and all the people that join Earth Hour each year, whatever level of environmental awareness you're at, there is always some more stuff you can learn. So please join us with an open mind and ready to learn. Yeah, thank you to all of our new ambassadors. It's awesome to have you all on board. And any addition to the Padden family is a welcome addition, including all of the people at home.
So that was our first look at Earth Hour Flicks. At this point, we'd like to call back Attorney Gia, our Executive Director, Trin Custudio, and our fellow ambassadors to take some questions from the media.
Now, before we start, we have some mechanics. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, please send them in through the chat box with the following format: your name, the publication that you're covering for, followed by your question. Again, send your questions in the chat box with the following format. First off, your name, and then the publication that you're covering for, and then lastly, followed by your question.
We'd also like to ask everyone to refrain from asking questions unrelated to Earth Hour or to WWF Philippines. Again, please refrain from asking questions that are unrelated. We'll keep it on.
Yes. Now, P and I will be reading out the questions sent in through the chat box. So if everyone's ready, let's begin.
Okay.
All right, let's see. First question is, don't be shy, guys.
Okay, let's give them some time to type in their questions.
Yes. All right, here we go. We've got a question from Christine Jirai of Gadgets Magazine. And the question is, how is Earth Hour 2021 different from previous Earth Hours? Who would like to answer that?
I guess I will.
Yeah.
Well, the difference, well, maybe it's easier to say that it's going to be similar to last year in that it's going to be fully digital. But the difference is that this year we have Earth Our Flicks. We've never really had this kind of Netflix, webinar series type that's available for everyone to understand in different kinds of topics. We've always had it standalone, maybe, and just specific for specific audience. But this one is going to be available to everyone for them to really understand what else can they do. As mentioned, sustainable actions that they can do at home, and even apply it and inform others in their family to be able to understand and do it more. So I think that's one of the beauties of it. And the fact that it's going digital is that it's going to reach, and we believe it's going to reach a lot more people, because if you share and you share through the digital format, it really magnifies also the message. And we're hoping that through your help, we can really reach more people. And it's not just just one city and everything, but it's really through this platform, it's going to really magnify the reach of Earth Hour. So I think the Earth Hour Flicks is one of the key things that we're going to be featuring differently this year compared to previous years. Because last year we just did we did have a countdown, and I think there was also we had Our Nature, Our Planet, I think, which was streamed using the global platform. But this one is very localized, and I like that beauty, because it means that many people can further relate, because it's about Philippine food, our own culture, how we're doing it. So I think that's one of the things that's going to make it different.
Thank you, attorney. We have another question here from Ruby Asoy. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm sorry. What is the theme for Earth Hour 2021, if there's any? And what's the relevance of the theme now that we are experiencing an unprecedented and challenging time as a nation?
So I guess me again. Well, as we mentioned, the theme is really featuring nature. It's speaking up for nature. The progress of this message has really started since 2018, and we really want to home it down to everyone that nature really matters. And this year, we want you to speak up for nature. Last year, we asked people to raise up their voices and look at changing the ending. But this year, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what are your stories, what are your hopes for what's happening in our planet today. What do you think should be the vision for us, for our planet, to make it more sustainable? So it's really their time to really tell us what is important in terms of nature. And we hope that people can really inspire each other as well through their stories. And I think that's the beauty also of this message, is really, if you speak up, others will also speak up, because they also have their own experiences to mention and to share. Yeah.
We have a question. Sorry. We have a question here from Ia Gozum of Rappler. And the question is, how is this year's Earth Hour especially relevant to the global health crisis that we're currently experiencing? She's addressed this to all speakers, but I think that maybe Ma'am Trin would like to lead on this one.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everybody. I will be addressing that actually in my remarks in a bit after this segment of Q&A. But the summary of this really is that nature underpins health and well-being and our livelihoods. And with this crisis of nature loss, the importance of working on the root causes is just as important as what's being done in stemming the impacts of the pandemic health-wise, and also in the efforts to open up our economy safely. So that is the role that we're seeing for WWF and others in the environment movement. It's really working on the root cause that drove the rise in zoonotic diseases.
Thank you.
Thank you. we also have another question here from Mario Limos from Esquire Philippines. How much carbon is saved every time we hold Earth Hour?
Thank you, Mario. Actually, we get this question a lot, and in the beginning, when we were shining a light on climate change, we were really tracking. We've as in terms of the electricity that was saved for that 1 hour, we've asked the Department of Energy to give us what they call the load drop, the usual drop from the usual, and we've actually saved as much as 700 megawatts for 1 Earth hour alone that we've done before. Of course, each Earth hour has different, and we'd like to think that everyone has become more energy efficient, especially since last 2019, the Philippines passed an energy efficiency and conservation law. So this enables people to really, for example, purchase appliances which are more energy efficient. It definitely saves you more energy. And therefore, if you have more energy efficiency, there's less energy demand, and the load will not reflect that compared to before. Carbon also includes, if you plant a tree and it grows, it actually sequesters more carbon also as it's growing. So that is also counted, and across the world. And I mentioned Uganda, which has an Earth hour forest. That fact alone is going to contribute a lot. And if we're able to do mini Earth hour forests across the world, I think that's going to help, aside from switching off. So the point of the 1 hour is a good start, but we really encourage people to do more action beyond the hour, because Earth hour is just 1 hour. But if you do it consistently, those little actions really add up and can really help make our world a more sustainable world to live in.
That answer is actually very closely related to our next question, which is from Michael Pituk of Making Trends. And his question was, for many years, how effective is the Earth Hour campaign in the Philippines? Now, Attorney Gia answered part of that. And I think me, from a personal point of view, the effectiveness is just seeing how much bigger it gets each year, how many more towns, cities, municipalities, barangays, personal households get involved. The awareness is out there. And if over the years that I've been an ambassador, every year I see more and more people getting involved and just doing simple things like, more and more people are carrying their own reusable tumblers and their own shopping bags. And there's just this awareness about recycling. I travel all over the Philippines and I see more and more people, individuals, businesses and local government units all making an effort. And I think that the awareness that Earth Hour brings about and the way that people share it each year is an integral part of why this is happening. Is anyone else like to add anything?
I would like to add on that. Yeah. All right. I'm really happy to be a part of the team because I've really seen how Earth Hour has a huge impact. People need to understand, I'm really happy that Attorney Gia gave us, a little amount or statistics, how much megawatts we're saving each time we do an Earth Hour, every single hour. And people need to understand that we have to go beyond the hour, and it's every single day. So can you imagine those 700 megawatts that you're saving for just 1 hour? I believe it's only about the lights being turned off. Can you imagine if you do that with all appliances? That's why we really encourage people to go with energy efficient, and you do that every single day. You're saving a huge amount of energy, and it's something that we can encourage people to do because it's doable just in your house, especially now it's a pandemic. Everyone is just staying in their houses, and then your bills just skyrocketed. So you can really see the importance of conserving and embracing energy efficient appliances. And at the same time, I would like to add on what Mark said when it comes to the effect of Earth Hour, how much it's growing every single year. More and more people are becoming more aware of what Earth Hour is, and then they really want to participate on that. So I really maximize this time as well to explain to them what Earth Hour really is. And to give a little short story, when I was still not even a candidate of Miss Philippines Earth, I really participated in Earth Hour because I understood the importance of it. And then when I became a candidate, I could still remember Revilson and Mark were the hosts in Mo Arena. And I was like, I want to be a part of that movement. And I was a part of that when I was a candidate. And I could remember after winning, I am an ambassador for WWF-Philippines, and it's something that I want to continually do. But it has impacted so much in my life. I want people to understand the importance of just simply turning off your lights for 1 hour. Come and participate with us, because this is a message to help you understand that you can go beyond the hour by not just turning off your lights, but understanding the importance of conservation of energy to help the planet.
Very well said.
Yes, very well said. Thank you, Karen. We have another question here. This is actually for Karen again, Sia and Robbie. What inspired you to join this year's Earth Hour celebration? So I think for now, let's start with the Sia. Hi, Sia.
Hello po. It makes me really happy to join this year's Earth Hour, because I know that we can help the environment, and it makes me happy when I see people that is cooperating with each other, and turning off our lights just for even just an hour can really help the environment. So I hope a lot of people can cooperate with this Earth Hour, and ayun lang po. And I think kung malaman po ng mga tao kung gaano po kasarap tumulong sa environment, I think everyone would help. So ayun po, sana po maraming mag-participate and mag-cooperate sa Earth Hour ngayon. Thank you po.
Thank you, Sia. Robbie?
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll go next. I wanna say something, just like what Karen said, no? Because during my grade school days, bata pa lang ako, napapanood ko na si Mark tsaka si Robelson host this kind of event. So matagal na talaga siya sa Philippines. Just goes to show that you are one of the pillars of WWF Philippines, Mark. But
Thank you.
Truth be told, I'm really happy to be part of this whole family, because whenever we have briefings, we have events, they always say, and it has this certain mark on me already. They say that planetary health is connected to human health. And if you are not aware of what's happening, kung hindi mo nararamdaman yung init ng sitwasyon ngayon, yung mga bagyo, then you have been living on another planet, or not just even a rock. So you just have to feel, and just have to open your eyes sa mga nangyayari ngayon. And especially with the onslaught of social media, us Filipinos, we tend to say lots of things. Yung mga relevant and sometimes irrelevant information. But right now, we ask you to really take out all the noise, and we want to hear your voice. And this time, we want you guys to be with us as we speak up for nature, because our home needs us now more than ever. So more than that as well, or included in that one, is I'm a big fan of challenges, of games. And in this Earth Hour, we really invite you to take part in our challenges, because in that process, you will have fun. And I guess the end goal of this one is really to bring awareness to everyone that it's really not hard to conserve. And if you do it every day, then you will be helping not just yourself, but everyone, because everyone's connected in this world.
And thank you, Robbie. And Karen?
Okay, I would like to add on that. Thank you so much, my fellow ambassadors. Why did I join Earth Hour? This is one of the biggest events of WWF internationally, not just locally. And on my perspective, I'm coming from the science field. And this is one of the events that really made me think about how can I start my journey with the environment, since I'm not an environmental scientist. So I focused more on physics, which deals with a lot of energy. And then this Earth Hour also focuses on electricity. Since a lot of people in the Philippines, we have majority, we still burn fossil fuels. And when that is burned, it emits so much carbon to the atmosphere. And there's so many countries that still uses fossil fuels. But I understand the importance of slowly transitioning to renewable energy. It will never happen in one night and in one snap, because there's an importance of going through the steps of balancing economic growth and environmental sustainability. But at the same time, this event of WWF Philippines has given us a platform to participate in how we can conserve and lessen carbon footprints. In simply just turning off your lights and embracing energy appliances and conserving them, you're dealing a huge amount of energy that you don't release or you don't emit so much of carbon. So if you make it a lifestyle, it makes a huge difference. Can you imagine if you do it just 1 hour in a year, and then more people get to do that, not just 1 hour, but every single day? Multiplied it with how many people all around the world? That means a huge impact, more than you can imagine. So it's really about changing your lifestyle and changing your mindset and using your platform to share awareness to people.
Thank you,
All right.
Karen.
Well,
Thank you, Sia, Robbie, and Karen. Like, I completely agree, Mark. I am kind of new to the WWF Philippines family, and but I've already learned so much. Even though I started with WWF last year, and during the pandemic, even online, I was still able to learn a lot. And I mean, the thing is, and I realized that from people that are not environmentally aware yet of, you know, what they're doing, they parang ang iniisip kasi ng ibang tao na hindi kasi problema ng mga mayayaman to eh, or parang hindi ko problema yan, problema na ng mga malalaking company yan or businesses or hotels or restaurants, or you know, it's not our problem, or problema ng gobyerno yan. Parang it hindi dapat ganun yung thinking talaga. Like, each one of us has a role to play, and if you think na, hey, I'm just one person, like ano namang impact yung magagawa ko, like, you're totally wrong. And it's really not rocket science, guys. This is the thing, when you watch it, you realize na maybe you're already doing some steps, or maybe kayang-kaya mo naman pala if you just had the right knowledge, diba? I mean, and that's why I really am so excited for this for March 27 for Earth Hour, because there will be shows that are so educational and easy to absorb and understand and digest for people, na ma-apply din nila sa sarili nila, and at the same time, it will create more awareness. Because one thing I learned because of the pandemic, people are becoming more aware now. Mas woke na yung mga tao ngayon. So parang hopefully this time it'll reach more people will be aware, and more people will get involved.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And one, I know Pia ordinarily is quite the world traveler, as am I. And I notice that a lot of the countries that I go to, the Philippines can be quite proud. We are a lot more environmentally woke than a lot of the other countries around the world, which even though we see a lot of pollution and plastic pollution and everything, the majority of people know that there is a problem and are actively trying to do something about it, which is more than I can say for some other places. They're a little bit further down the environmental education timeline as we are. But I know that the Philippines is always very competitive. So I hope that we can be one of the most environmentally aware, most environmentally woke, and most environmentally active countries in the world in the next couple of years. And it all starts with everyone that watches, everyone at home, everyone that participates in Earth Hour, everyone that watches the WWF flicks and everything like that. Now, sadly, we have run out of time for the questions, but we do hope to see you all on the 27th of March. And again, do please feel free to share with us all of your hopes, your dreams for a sustainable future through social media. Remember to use a hashtag #SpeakUpForNature, and please share with us your dreams so that we can all dream together.
I really like that hashtag, Mark.
Yeah, me too.
#SpeakUpForNature. It's true, because we really need to, and nature has no mouth. It can't speak for itself. We have a responsibility to take care of nature and to convince others to do their part for the planet as well.
That is absolutely true. Now, as we shared earlier, we're in a very difficult situation the way the world is now, but that doesn't mean we can't take action for the sake of the planet. We have to act, and we have to act now.
That is true, guys. And to wrap up this morning session with a few words of encouragement for all of us, we'd like to call on WWF Philippines Executive Director, Ms. Trin Custodio.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark Pia, our friends in media, WWF ambassadors, our partners and sponsors, and all tuned in. 2021 is a critical year because of key UN conferences where world leaders will make pledges for nature, aiming to reverse nature loss by 2030. What that means for us is an opportunity to use the moment to speak up for nature and to show our leaders what we care about, so that they go into these conferences with a clear message and mandate from us regular citizens. The past year has brought the connection between climate, nature, food, and health into sharp focus. So just think about how 2020 went for us in the Philippines. It's a very real scenario of the impact of natural system breakdown. And we experienced the spillover of a pathogen to humans and climate change impacts. So while we continue to exercise safety measures to stem the pandemic, and there is certainly a lot to do balancing priorities of health and our economy, we must address the root cause, which is degradation of nature compounded by climate change. This Earth Hour, we will be speaking up for nature from our own homes. Meanwhile, millions of Filipinos who are poor suffer disproportionately from impacts of climate change and loss of nature. I'm thinking of our partner communities all over the country who are making their best effort to fish and farm sustainably and who have ecotourism programs that have been put on hold. For them, the pressures are multiplying. In the midst of this dire situation, we need to stay focused and solutions-oriented and say that we can work with nature and not against it, and that nature should benefit all. The message of Earth Hour is ultimately about individual action to make a difference. So how can we speak up for nature? The best way really is to let our actions do the talking. If you're a business leader, what is your CSR response? We know this to be corporate social responsibility, and we'd propose this also to mean corporate sustainability response, to be nature positive, knowing that businesses ultimately depend on nature. If you're an entrepreneur, now is the time to do what you do best and seize opportunities that address needs for more sustainable options. If you're a teacher, educator, how might we work together to bring environment into all subjects and not just in science? And as youth who will inherit the planet, how can you be involved in shaping the future? And how can we help amplify your voice? As regular consumers who have a choice, choose what's better for the planet. We know what these are: less plastic, less waste, more local choices, more plant-based, more energy efficient. These are things we know about from when we were kids. Do not waste, live within planetary means, do not be greedy, share with others, especially those who have less. And if you can support the cause by donating, please do. Some things are easier than others to do, but many imperfect actions are better than none in these next 10 years that we have left to change the ending. So I urge everyone to join us this Earth Hour. Let our actions speak up for nature. No single person or group can bring nature in the Philippines on the path to recovery, but working together, we can make it possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Trin, for sharing those words with us. Earth Hour really is a challenge to all of us to stand together for the sake of the planet, and we hope you'll stand together with us.
That's right. Now, we'd also just like to call everyone back onto the call to please share their screens. We will be taking a quick photo with all of us to commemorate the start of Earth Hour 2021. All right, cameras on, please, ladies and gentlemen. Who is in charge of the photo?
Sorry, I'll be taking the picture. So if everyone's ready, I'll count down to 3 and then let's just yeah, okay.
Sounds
Ready?
like a plan.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I got it. And then let's take one
Awesome.
more with can we do the W? All right, give me 1 moment. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. W, okay, great. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a safe day. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
March
Thank-
27.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for that photo. And we are officially on the road once again, on the way to this year's Earth Hour 2021. It's super exciting, Mark. This is really one of my favorite times of the year, just seeing everybody come together for the sake of the planet.
And we've got a lot in store for everyone over the coming days. So do please tune into our Facebook page and all of our social media channels to see exactly what we've got in store for you as we lead up to Earth Hour.
And don't forget to tune in on the day itself for Flicks happening from 3:30 p.m. until 7 p.m. on the 27th of March, followed by the countdown to Earth Hour 2021 happening from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
And of course, do not forget to turn off your lights from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on the 27th of March. Share with us what you're doing for this year's switch off with the hashtag Earth Hour 2021. And share with us as well your hopes and dreams for a sustainable future with the hashtag Speak Up for Nature. Let's dream together, starting today.
Before we wrap up this press conference, we'd like to say thank you again to all our partners who have helped us make Earth Hour 2021 possible. Once again, thank you to our official media partners, ABS-CBN News, ANC, CNN Philippines, GMA, Net25, GTV, Teleradio, CLTV 36, DZBB, DWLS, Radio Veritas, Radio Aguila, Philippine Star, The Daily Tribune, Esquire, Adobo Magazine, When in Manila, Our Awesome Planet, Gadgets Magazine, Grid Magazine, Commoner PH, and Globaltronics. Thank you, guys.
Thank you also to our major sponsors, Food Panda, Gcash, Araneta City, and Mobile Legends, Bang Bang Professional League, MPL Philippines, and our co-presenter, City Mall.
Last but not the least, we'd also like to thank once more our partner national government agencies, the Office of the President of the Philippines, the Office of the Vice President of the Philippines, the Presidential Communications Operations Office, the Climate Change Commission, the Department of Energy, the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, the National Parks Development Committee, the League of Municipalities, the Department of Education, and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines.
Again, once again, thank you to each and every one of you for joining us today. I'm Mark Nelson, WWF-Philippines National Ambassador.
And I'm Pia Wurtzbach, WWF-Philippines Ambassador. See you all for Earth Hour, together possible.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you.